Welcome to Know the Good, Good to Know, the podcast that brings you a dose of positivity and good news from around the world. I'm your host Ryan, joined by my co-host Jordan.
Hey yo, what's up?
And each week we dive into uplifting stories and amazing people that will inspire, motivate and remind you of the goodness that exists all around us. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Roll the intro.
Okay, right, we're on episode 5 now.
We are.
We're coming to, we're getting ever closer to that 20 episode scenario where we're going to be top 1%.
Top 1%. And I was going to give up after the second episode as well.
You better not, you better stick around. We've got to get to at least, I want to say 40, and then that's when we're going to hit fame. We're going to be famous.
Who?
Us. We're going to be famous.
Okay.
40 episodes.
Okay, I'm on it.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the goal, is it?
Goal. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. We might as well jump into our good news stories.
Go on then, you go.
I'm rolling on. All right, sick. My story is about bird poo. Lovely little bird poo story. We all know coral is important and it's all slowly dying off in the world because climate change and all that sort of jazz. But this is a good news story about how bird poop can fix it. So researchers have found that the nutrients from seabird poop specifically has led to doubling the growth rate of coral and increasing its resilience. So on a chain of islands within the Indian Ocean lies an invaluable treasure known as bird shit.
You can find that anywhere.
Yeah, but this is seabird shit. I don't think you're going to find that here. Although we get pigeons everywhere on our house.
Seabird shit.
Seabird shit. So specifically birds from the sea. Ecologists have now coined it white gold because, you know, it's the good stuff. It's not treasure at the bottom of the sea. It's treasure sort of floating around, dumpy on the top. Really gross. So the researcher is Casey Binquit. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, to be fair, because it's Benquit or Binquit.
She's never going to find out.
She's not going to listen to this. So she's a researcher from Lancaster University in the UK. So finally, I'm actually reading a story about somewhere closer to home, not in America or Vancouver or wherever. She found out that the coral absorbs the nutrients from the sky guano being poopy, making it more resilient to the bleaching process. So Benquit and her field assistant get up at sunset. They take a small boat out to a tropical lagoon, and that's where the observation site is located and where the findings have actually come from. It's not all boring lab work, although...
That's someone doing a burnout.
Yeah.
We should definitely leave that in. I hope they can hear that. That's somebody doing like a burnout down the road.
It's a little douchebag doing a burnout outside my house. They've made me lose my train of thought now. Either way, it's not all boring lab work, although I assumed they were just going to be chilling out, but she follows it up with, people assume that we literally just lay on the beach and drink cocktails all day, but that is not the case. It's exactly the opposite. And you wake up super early in the morning, you don't finish until about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you are constantly sunburned, no matter how much sun cream you put on, and also you're freezing cold because you're in the water for 6 hours, not to mention you consistently stink of piss. And I was like, oh, this is starting to get a bit grim. But she goes, because everyone's lying when they say they don't piss in their wetsuit.
Just like you lie when you say you don't piss in the shower.
And I don't. And it's gross.
Everybody pisses in the shower. I don't care who you are.
That's a lie.
I don't care who you are. You piss in the shower.
That's a straight lie.
Everyone does.
No, they don't.
Listen,
you are the only person that I know that does it.
If you are watching or listening on YouTube, please let me know in the comments below if you piss in the shower. If you're listening on Spotify, we'll put a poll on to say yes or no.
Such weird comments. If we get comments, we're gonna get some weird people be like, "Yeah, nah, dude, you want to fancy coming around?"
I piss in the bath. That's a bit too far.
Yeah,
shower's far.
Oh, that's grim. Yellow bath water. It's a bath bomb. No, it won't. Yeah. So before I get into the study, I want to do a little weird fact, or play a little weird fact. Talk about a little weird fact about coral. Once a year, when the moon and the sea are where the moon and the sea's temperatures align, that's when coral can spawn millions of tiny eggs and millions of sperms into the ocean. And that's how they make new colonies, which I think it's weird. They have to set the mood. They have to have the right, get some music on, get funky with it. But yeah, it's just, odd.
It is odd, yeah. Sorry, I was just listening. I wasn't really thinking. I just sort of went into daydream mode.
Literally just disappeared. I lost you for a sec there. I'll pull you back
You were
in.
setting a good tone. You were setting a good scene. I was just imagining it in my head.
You just imagine what tiny little sperm and eggs just floating around in the ocean. But I have to jump into a serious fact, and that's because a report was released in 2022 which stated something along the lines of the reason why, the climate change specifically and heating up of the areas of the oceans and seas and stuff that we have, which is where all the coral is, apparently that most, if not all, of the coral and reefs that are out there are going to be gone and bleached and dead by the end of the century.
Which is very sad.
Yeah, so ideally this is a good news sort of story to combat that. To the study, it took place in from 2018 to 2021, so it's a bit of an older story. But they found that after reducing populations of invasive rodent species that killed these seabirds, there was a massive increase in population of birds, which then led to the recovery of coral after this 4-year period, or 3-year period is what they did the study on. But 4 years prior to this is when a massive bleaching process took place. Ben Quinn stated that she had seen this bleaching process happen firsthand, but was super happy and had a lot of hope about changing this. So the researchers stated that the rodent-free islands were the main key to increasing population, that they had just started to understand how this seabird dookie actually aids reef recovery. I looked, should I say, at some of the names of the birds that these scientists were researching. And in perfect scientific fashion, with all these researchers and ecologists naming things, they have some corkers.
Go on then.
They're really weird. Like, scientists are weird people down deep. They're really strange. So the first one I found was called Sooty Terns, which is tame compared to some of them, and I'm assuming he's named it after Sooty and Sweep, that good old childhood TV program.
Good old puppets.
I don't know if it was on CBBC
Was CBBC
or whatever it was back then, or BBC. Either way,
BBC.
old school. The next one was called Lesser Nudies, which I'm assuming it is
No More Nudes.
No More Nudes, yeah. Based off probably good-looking scientists. They're sick and tired of getting nudes. The one that I wanted to say most of all, because it's fairly obvious, and it's definitely one of those really like childish scientists, is red-footed boobies, of course.
Isn't boobies a type of bird though itself?
Yeah, there's
I'm
tons
guessing
of
it's a booby bird with red feet.
Well, it's really weird, because when you come down to it, you've got blue tits, red-footed boobies. I mean, I'm not going to go into because I don't know all of them, but they got a fascination. Let's put it that way. Like, couple of creepy scientists out there. I don't even want to know what they were thinking when they started to come up with them, or the names, should I say? And then the last one, which was the wedge-tailed shearwater, which is a puffin. I'll get onto the process on how these birds actually make this coral recovery a thing. And the seabirds basically fly out into the ocean, they eat loads of fish and squids and stuff. Then they go back to the islands, they roost, make a couple of babies, and then basically once they fly out from roosting, they do poops, and all the nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus leach into the water, and that's what fertilizes the land. They're basically just really weird, or really tiny sea farmers, let's call it that, looking after their crops. But it's not their crops because they don't eat it.
And I don't know they're doing it.
They don't know they're doing it. They're just dumping it straight to the ocean and be like, yeah, that'll be all right, mate. Don't worry about it. So as part of the research that was conducted, they basically started moving coral from island to island, or sections of coral from island to island. So this is how they found out how the seabirds were actually affecting the coral. So they moved it to islands that had rodent species, and that's when they found out that the coral basically died off and there was no recovery process. And then they moved it to islands that had a higher seabird population. This is when they saw that basically just all the bird shit was doing a massive recovery on the coral. That's when it was doubling the recovery. They said it was a big aha moment, and that's when they saw the difference. So Benquist, she said she knows that there's a massive challenge ahead, but this basically gives hope, and as long as people are informed and optimistic about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a post about it, and I'm going to add a link to the actual research article that I found, because there's so much more information in there to read. But yeah, so that's my good news story. So yeah, well, I'm buzzing to make this post, because then everyone else that actually does find us on social media can read it. But yeah, so on to your good news story then.
Okay, so I've got... so cast my mind back to episode 1. Sorry for the rustling. I'm just sitting up.
I thought you were going to sneeze.
Cast mind back to episode 1. I talked about the golden mole.
Oh, yeah.
And how their numbers were increased because it was.
No, they came back into existence as such, although they'd never left.
So I'm talking about another endangered animal here.
Okay.
Or, to be more specific, an endangered pupfish, which is only found in Death Valley Cave Springs. It's at a record number population after over the last 25 years, right?
I have to...
So the pupfish itself is found in the Devil's Hole.
Oh, yeah.
The Devil's Hole.
Yeah, I have to interject here. Those two do not go together.
What, pup?
You can't name a fish a pupfish when it lives in Death Valley and the Devil's Hole. Those things just do not work well together. That's a lie. Those scientists don't know what they're doing.
So the Devil's Hole pupfish holds the official record for the smallest habitat of any vertebrate species, right? So it lives in a single limestone cave in Nevada, and that's it. It only lives here. Only found here, this species, the pupfish.
How small is it?
I'll get onto that in a minute.
Okay.
The Devil's Hole is a water-filled cavern in the US state of Nevada. Now, the latest population survey shows that they've reached a record high of 200 individuals.
Woohoo! That doesn't sound a lot. That's
It doesn't.
nothing.
But think of the poor bugger who had to count them all.
That's true.
They all look the same.
And they're tiny.
Yeah. So it's a long way from the low 35 fish which were found in 2013 survey. The senior fish biologist for the US Fish and Wildlife Service.
That's a tongue twister if you've ever said
It
one.
was, yeah. It said it's exciting to see the increasing trend, especially because of the type of fish and where it is and that population, right?
I'm surprised there's no lava in there. It's called the Devil's Hole.
Maybe there is. The water itself is 91 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I can't take back what I said.
According to the FWS, which is a Fish and Wildlife Service, the fish is 0.9 inch fish. So that's just an average size fish, right?
Yeah, that's not too small.
Just average.
That's what I'd like to say.
Yeah. And it only lives in the Devil's Hole. which is just like a small area of around 11 foot by 16 foot, so not very big at all.
No.
And it's unknown in depth, apparently. I'm guessing it's very difficult to get into.
It's one of the Mariana Trench sort of scenarios.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And so yeah, it eats algae.
No, sorry, I just thought the Devil's Hole is deep.
that shit goes deep. So the fish just eats algae. It's basically a good-looking goldfish in nature's fishbowl.
Fancy goldfish.
That's how they referenced it.
Proper scientific with it. Then
the name of the scientist is which I found interesting as well, is called Michael Schwimmen. I'm a fish biologist. My name is Michael Schwimmen.
That's.
He couldn't do anything else. Let's be honest.
What's it? That's a setup. He's not a real scientist.
Yeah, of course.
Well, he's changed his name. He has to have done something. There's no way he's called Michael Schwimmen. Maybe he got bullied at school. You're going to be one of them you're going to be was it? Marine biologist, aren't you? Because your name's Schwimmen.
Or an Olympic swimmer. Then he could have proved them fuckers wrong.
Yeah, he could have done.
Although,
that would have been better.
It's very cool to be a senior fish biologist. I think that's a very cool job. Really?
Yeah, no. Yeah, to be fair, if you start talking to people where you're swimming, where'd you go? Oh, I'm in the Devil's Hole, mate.
Mate, marine
Death
biologist.
Valley.
A marine biologist is a very cool job. Even if you have to piss in your own wetsuit, I'm down for it.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about our stories were interjected. No way.
Yeah.
As if, or connected, not interjected.
Anyway, that was my good news story. Basically, the pupfish are on the rise in the Devil's Hole.
You love your little. Well, I've got my eco stories. You've got your little animal stories.
Yeah, I love finding.
We're gonna have like whales coming up. We're gonna have. You know what's going to be really interesting is if dodos ever come back into existence. I know I've said this before about the dodos being in the holes and stuff. About
Bugsy having that story.
Yeah, it's fine. You can have all the animal story. You can be the animal guy. I'll be the boring Greta Thunberg environment guy. You can be the animals coming back into existence. Jurassic Park's going to happen. Yay. Velociraptors. Sorry, guys. That's bad news. Oh, you're going to die. Okay, right. Fair enough. We'll just... are we going to... I think we should do a little catch-up because I've got... I haven't really done anything special, but I've had a bit of a hoo-ha.
Go on then.
You know my car don't work.
I mean, it works. It just flashes.
I'm having a party every time I start the engine, basically. My lights are flashing on and off, and I have no idea why. And I'm getting the motherboard to... That's you, that was. That's you. as if I said that. A new motherboard for all the circuits and stuff. The really annoying thing was the fact that... I couldn't find this part that I needed because it needed to be exactly the same part. The only place I could find it, Poland. No, No.
It's coming, isn't it?
It was like 10 times more expensive.
Amazon Prime?
No, I had to. Well, I looked on eBay, I couldn't find it, but yeah. So, but luckily I found a part in the UK, so it's fine. I've managed to sort it. And then I wanted to sort of say that I went on a cheeky little date with Becca. We're doing the alphabet date thing.
How are you getting on?
We're up to E. It's hard work. I didn't realise how hard it is to actually think of things that begin with letters to go on a date with. It's way harder.
What did you do? Easter egg hunt?
Easter egg hunt. We're nowhere near Easter.
What did you do for E?
We went to the place that began with E. So she
poor showing that is.
Yeah, I did think about it. I was like, oh.
Was it your turn as well?
No. It was Becca's turn.
Ah.
So Becca's turn this time. My turn was
A B C D E.
Raid. No, I went to a raid room, but it's a raid room called.
That's R, right?
No, destroyed. So it began with a D. So you can either do.
You're bending the rules a little bit here, I think.
Yeah, I massively am because I struggled. I was googling things for D, and things like disco, dancing, go for a drive, and then double date. Who would want to go on a double date for a date?
Why you could invite me now?
No,
why not?
I'm definitely not doing that because I'm socially inept.
Double date podcast, yay!
We can do a podcast in public. No, that'll be.
That's for P.
I'll save that for P. Yeah, I'll save that for P. But no, you already know I'm socially inept. You literally stated it last episode, so yeah, it wouldn't have worked well. Yeah, okay. Well, I've been babbling on, so I'm guessing you don't want to chat about your week. You done anything special?
Had a good weekend.
Oh, what have you done?
I went to Bristol to see my friend.
Oh, hey. Oh yeah, you're the comedian.
Yeah, he had a gig that night as well, so we watched the football, the FA Cup final. We played some darts, and I went to one of his gigs. It was very good.
Lads evening then.
It was fairly ladsy.
Play some darts.
Yeah.
Watch football. Footy.
I mean, when I say play darts, we were literally in his flat playing darts. We went
to
a pub, and then we went to a pub and drank non-alcoholic beer. So
proper
not
lads
so laddie.
Yeah.
He had a non-alcoholic Guinness. I had a non-alcoholic cider.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
I don't like Guinness anyway, so it makes no difference to me.
Yeah, but a non-alcoholic Guinness sounds worse.
You say it's not good, but you don't know until you tried it, right? Like mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's true.
On a roast dinner, you don't know.
Marmite it.
So yeah, went to Bristol football, and then I went to one of his gigs, which was really good. Sure. So he was MCing, so. Basically introducing the acts and that, and it was really good show.
Is he good? Is he a good
yeah,
comedian?
He's funny, yeah, he's good.
I think you said something like he was, or he could have been the funniest one there. I
think he was the funniest one.
I don't want to drop you in it. Yeah, as I say,
biased because he's a good friend of mine. He just won the crowd over, and then at the end I was just waiting for him to come out the green room, and there was a lady there, like a middle-aged lady knocking on the door, like, "Can I get a picture with Jack, please?"
Did she really?
Yeah.
No way, he's your fan.
Jack came out and he was like, really confused at the moment. And then I was just standing there waiting, and Jack was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." And he's like, "All right, I've got to go because I've got my friends down from Cambridge." And she turned to me and she's like, "Yeah, he looks like he plays polo." I'm like,
"Is it?" You got called posh.
Fuck.
You got called posh.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's the funniest thing I've ever.
In a Bristolian accent, I was like, "Okay, I'm going now. Let's go."
With your lisp. Hello. Maybe it was a lisp that did it. Although I don't know, there is something about you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Were you wearing a little sports polo? Sports.
No, I'm just wearing a jumper.
Fleece. That's what I was thinking
wearing like a standard green jumper and jeans.
Definitely look like a posho.
But it was a good weekend, and then I got very confused, so we went out for breakfast. Jack was like, "Oh, let's go for breakfast." I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was thinking, yeah, fry up. Looking forward to this. Well, we're in Bristol, which is quite like an artsy city.
Okay. Avocado toast.
Pretty much. I looked at the menu and I was like, I'm not quite sure what any of this is. And I said to the waitress, "I came here for a fry up." And she's like, no, the closest thing we've got is this bagel thing.
Poached egg on bagel.
And it was like, it was literally
actually?
sourdough bread with egg and loads of green stuff.
That's so fancy.
And I was like, okay, can you remove all the green stuff? Can you add in bacon, sausage, eggs?
Did they have any of those?
Yeah, they had it.
Oh, they did? Why would you not do a fry-up if you've got all that?
So, basically I had to, manufacture my own half fry-up. So,
fair enough.
It was, but it was a good weekend. And then back, spent the Monday with the boy. Took him out. What did I do? Oh, I took him to a train place near us. It was really good.
Quality time with my kid.
Yeah. I took him to near us is like a train. I don't know how to explain it. Like a train museum of sorts.
Okay. Yeah.
And they've got loads of little train tracks, like
mini
model
ones.
trains and stuff like that. Yeah, he loved it.
Thomas
So
type deal.
took him there. So yeah, good weekend, and now here we are. But
Fair play.
Shall we crack on to Heroes of the Week?
Heroes of the Week.
So, Heroes of the Week. Do you want me to make a start of this?
I think you should. Because
Okay, you're going to have to bear with me because I'm definitely going to stutter and stumble through this.
it's the second podcast in a row where you've had struggle talking.
Okay, so, like I said, you got to bear with me.
Okay.
So, this is a 16-year-old winner. That's how I started. She won 70. Let me get there. She won $75,000 for her award-winning discovery that could help revolutionize biomedical implants. So the 16-year-old Grace Sun. So she won the first prize in the USA's largest and most prestigious science fair because she found a way to optimize components for biomedical implants, which is promising a future of safer, faster, and long-lasting versions for the critical device.
Fair play. Sick.
It's very cool.
Although I want to say something real quick.
Go on then.
It's nothing about the story. I love how the fact that in America they have the science fairs. We never do that in the UK.
We don't do stuff like that.
UK schools don't do that. I think that's why UK schools kids don't really like science that much because it's not actually interesting. But yeah, okay, right. Sorry. Go.
So it's not the work of science fiction. So bioelectrical implants, like a pacemaker, for example, have been around for decades, right? But they also suffer from compatibility issues when they're interfacing with the human body. So
Okay.
I mean,
Wait, really?
yeah. I mean, there's always compatibility issues with human body.
Like pacemakers and hearts, different people's hearts and
The
stuff.
thing is, pacemakers. I mean, there's so many different variabilities to pacemakers, right? They're all programmed. You don't just have a single pacemaker.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know anything about this, so I've got no clue.
There's multiple different ways that pacemakers can be programmed based on how they need to perform for
Fair
the
enough, yeah.
individual, right?
Okay, yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Some poor old man with a pacemaker that's the same as an athlete's pacemaker. He's just
Exactly. They're obviously
can't breathe.
Grace Sun from Kentucky pocketed the 75 grand, which recognised her amongst the 2,000 of the nation's world's top SEMs, so science, technology, education, mathematics students.
Yeah. Oh.
So the award was given from the Society of Science, and it's one of the most largest and most prestigious in the world. So Sun's work focused on improving the capabilities of an organic electrochemical transmitter, or OECT, which is like other devices made of silicon. It's soft, flexible, and present the possibility of more complex implants for use in the brain and the heart.
Mega sciencey.
It's proper boffin stuff.
Yeah.
So they, at the moment, they know they have performance issues. They obviously have to look at that and see how it can... the problem is the degrading in the body. So the implants, they don't want it to degrade in the body, so they're looking at stuff like that. Okay, yeah. But it could detect proteins or acids in sweat and blood and other transporters that correspond to diseases in the early stages. So it's targeting, capturing diseases in its early stage.
Oh, fancy.
So it could replace more invasive implants, such as a pacemaker, because that is obviously an invasive operation.
Inside your body, yeah.
And other ways to track biomarkers such as blood glucose, white blood cell count, blood alcohol content. So
that's going to help with
loads of things.
Everything
Which
then.
could be useful
like diabetes, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it could be useful for diabetes, epilepsy, autoimmunity diseases.
The whole shebang.
So the project itself, like I said, was number one. The co-science chair said it was crystal clear in the room that was convinced that this was a huge and significant project. And it was very top award because of the contribution it would make. So
can we just jump back? How old was this person?
16.
16.
It's mad, isn't it?
I feel absolutely so
mad.
like...
Oh, yeah, we feel inadequate against
yeah,
exactly. Here we are in a garage.
Doing a podcast and there's this 16-year-old kid like making scientific breakthroughs.
So just to finalise, she's looking to develop it further, hoping to start a business in the not too distant future. I'm sure she's not going to have any problem at finding,
I hope not,
support in this.
If people can't see how good this is.
Yeah, just getting out there, helping the science world and the medical world and make an impact to real people's lives.
I love me boffin stuff. I love
it's
science.
Really good. It was a really good read, and I didn't do it justice. But hats off to Grace Sun. Amazing job.
We're here to get the word out. We're not here to relay all of the article to people so they can, just so we can acknowledge them and then get the know. That's why I wanted to make the Hero of the Week segment on this podcast. It was literally just to get names out there more than anything. So if we did start getting big, people can actually look these people up and like I said, what is it? The guy last week about the Happy Doggo thing. and people can donate to it. And
I just saw his YouTube.
Did
There's
you really?
a YouTube thing about that.
Proper nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I had a little look.
Yeah, he's a legend.
But yeah, people, if you missed anything or we've just mispronounced something or you just want to find any more information, then just like I said, drop us a comment.
Yeah.
Drop us a message.
We'll shoot the email at the end of the podcast as well.
Yeah, we can shoot you some information.
We're not going to shoot you.
like
drop you some information.
Like Jordan said, we're here to obviously promote these people just to show that the amazing things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Some of these things go under the radar. Some of them are more mainstream, but we're just here to push it a bit further. But anyway, on to your hero of the week then, Jordan.
I mean, that's a perfect sort of segue, to be fair, because I don't like talking about, or I say I don't like talking about, obviously we talk about good people all the time. That's the whole point of this podcast. But I would like to talk about smaller people that are doing really good stuff. But these guys...
Dwarfs or...
Sorry, Sam. No, not dwarfs, but like people that are less well known and that are doing just as like the 16-year-old student.
It doesn't have to be world breaking.
No, we're doing big or small.
Somebody round the corner that's helped
Exactly.
out somebody across the road.
Found a cat, whatever.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. But these people that I want to talk about are too hard to miss up. So they're really, really famous already. They've been around for quite some time. So they're called the Ocean Cleanup Crew. I don't know if you heard about it. You might have seen videos on them.
I've seen a lot of stuff around Ocean Cleanup.
Especially after the whole Seaspiracy sort of stuff. So to be fair, before I jump into it, I want to do another little weird article that sort of leads me into it, which is, again, scientists. It's all we talk about is science and scientists. I suppose without it, you're not going to...
It's because there's a lot of groundbreaking stuff in science, and the more...
Makes the world a better place, sort of thing.
I mean, that's the aim of it, right? Yeah.
I'm going to jump back that Tomorrowland thing. That's what it's all about. Scientists, baby. They're going to make this world so much better, especially if we actually listen to them. So the article is, scientists have been doing tests on microplastics. For some reason, I don't know why, they've been looking at testicles. So primarily testicles. So apparently they found microplastics in every single testicle that they've actually done research on.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how many they've looked at, and I don't know why they're looking at nuts, but is what it is. So it kind of scared me a little bit into really wanted to talk about these people, the heroes of the week, because me and you could have plastic in our balls right now.
Plastic balls?
We go, no, not that bad. Just
out of interest, did it say how they looked at it? Did they?
It's dissection. Obviously, the guy's not alive.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
They're just like...
Who volunteers for that?
Although, I don't know, actually. To be fair, they could be. I mean, if they want to look at living subjects, then I suppose it makes a difference whether they're dead or not.
For that.
No. Can I just have a poke around your nuts, please? No. Like, with some plastic. But yeah, so that was the story I wanted to sort of lead into this with, which is probably not ideal, but here we are. So the Ocean Cleanup Crew, they were founded in 2013, so a fair way ago, but they were founded by a Dutch inventor called Boyan Slat. I'm hoping I haven't destroyed that name or butchered it. He was 18. Why are all these...
Why are people so young and so clever?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Annoying. 18, I was wanking into a sock. I wasn't inventing anything.
You kill me. Oh. So, back to them. They're a non-profit organisation. Oh, I'm so sad about that now. Now you've said yours 16, 18-year-olds. Just making it making
crazy.
this world a better place. I mean, it is definitely the future. The next generation, should I say. Or saying that. Hopefully they are. So, they're a non-profit organisation. So, they're solely funded by donations from around the world. And they've got a mixture of river and ocean cleanup systems that basically scoop up all of the crap that's in the Earth's water. In 2023, they've been working really hard to clean as much rubbish out of the water as possible. They use these capture systems that stop rubbish going through the water channels and also use them to scoop up floating crap that's in the ocean and all this sort of thing. I'll pick just a few of their systems this year because they've got so many of them, and weirdly they name them numbers. They name them like 002, 01, 04. And I don't know, they must have loads of them, but some of them must be called 002, and then there must be another one called 002 somewhere else.
Why can't it just be on 003?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, but these are...
They're serial numbers, right?
No, they do like upgraded systems, so an 002 might become redundant, and then it would jump up to an 003. Yeah, basically. But they've got like hundreds of them, or I don't know if they might have hundreds of them, but yeah, they're all named the same thing.
Get to the point.
Either way, so in Guatemala, one of their systems is called Interceptor 6, which is a pretty sick name, to be fair. It's in Rio, Las Vegas, and it became one of their most impactful interceptors of the bunch, capturing 1.4 million kilograms of rubbish in 3 months.
Do you know what, though? That sounds impressive.
That's a lot.
I don't think it's that difficult.
What do you mean?
Because there's so much shit in the ocean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. Well, this is the whole point. This is why these guys are the heroes of the week. But, well, they should be heroes of the years and all that sort of stuff. But they're collecting so much crap. It's kind of sad to know that there's that much crap floating around.
Honestly, I watched the documentary about it, and it's just mad.
What
like where our recycling goes.
Oh, really?
And so much of it's just shipped to like Indonesia and stuff like that.
Just
Dumped by the side of the ocean,
Yeah,
and it's all just falling in the ocean.
Bang out of order. That's why these guys are doing their bit. So they're trying to make it better. So another one of their systems, is called System 002. This is what I was talking about. It's now retiring as they're making a much more efficient system. It was one of their best systems this year for collecting the biggest haul of rubbish that they've pulled in from the ocean so far. So, bearing in mind we're still only in 2023, they are already at about 5.9 million kilograms of shit just pulled out of the ocean.
That's cool, but we're in 2024.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is study. They're still going this year. They're not finished this year's statistics yet. But that's just with a couple of their machines. Literally, they're at 5.9 million kilograms. And the last system I want to talk about, again, when I was saying about the names, this one's just called O3.
Right.
Although saying that, they are changing its name. It's now called Josh. I don't know why. I don't know where that's come from.
We're getting hung up on these names.
But it's in the Pacific Ocean. It was put there in August. It's the upgraded system, so it's now 3 times bigger, and it's also got something like new marine wildlife protection systems in it.
That's one of the questions I had: is how is it against wildlife? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know specifics, but yeah. So it's got systems in place for that sort of stuff. So yeah. But apparently, the monster of this machine is an absolute monster because it can collect every 5 seconds the area of an American football field.
Blimey.
And which is about
the size of a football pitch.
An American football field. I proper struggled. But apparently it's amassed about 18 tons worth of rubbish in its first run, which is disgusting.
Again, it just highlights how bad the problem
is.
Doesn't it?
I really didn't know there was that much stuff in the oceans
so bad.
And watercourses and stuff. Like that first one I was talking about, that was out of a river.
Yeah.
Like just a river. Disgusting.
If you look into it properly, it's just so bad.
Yeah. So either way, like I said, that's where we're talking about good stuff to counter that sort of crap. So they ended 2023 with nearly collecting 8.1 million kilograms worth of junk, which is phenomenal. So they've been doing it for quite a while, so they're doing their bit. But yeah, so I really wanted to look at these people, find out a bit more. They're just going above and beyond. It's mad. So Ocean Cleanup Crew, doing good work. Go and have a look at them. Again, I'll probably make another post about them as well and try and link their stuff in. So yeah, if you can, go donate to them because you're going to be helping the cause. Funnies, mate. Jumping onto funnies. Funny ha-has. Although mine's not really a funny ha-ha. Although it is a funny ha-ha, but it's also really wholesome. I like it. But we'll do yours first.
So mine is a bit of a funny ha-ha.
Okay.
So, at a political party in Germany...
This doesn't sound like it's going to be funny ha-ha at all.
Where's this going? Is calling for kebabs to be subsidised.
Whoa, fly! I mean, I'm not... It's going to be a bit... what do you call it? Controversial, but I'm not a big fan of kebabs.
You've only had one, that's why. And the place you got it from was terrible. We'll have another one soon.
It was minging.
I'll sort you out.
Okay.
So the cost of kebabs has become a bit of a running joke in the German politics.
Okay.
So Chancellor... You have to bear with me with
They
this.
need to think it's a better thing to their politics.
I checked with my German colleague, and I think I pronounced this correct. Chancellor Olaf Schloss. I did check. Because I asked them about kebabs.
Olaf Schloss.
I said, is this a problem? And they said, no, not really. I was like, okay, I'll go with it anyway. So that everyone's been asking him about this, the Chancellor, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So the question in Germany at the moment is amid fears that the price of the dish, kebab, a dish, questionable, could surpass €10, which is £8.60 for kebab. That is mental.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to get a kebab tomorrow, by the way. And so the German Left Party has reportedly proposed the state funds a cap on the price of kebabs of 490 euros and 250 euros for young people.
Yeah, that's mega funny.
Amazing.
That's for funny. No, that is funny. As if the politics in Germany is got, like, oh, and you know, obviously ain't got too many problems if this is what they're sort of talking about.
So the newspaper which has come out cited a report from one of the parties which says that 1.3 billion kebabs are eaten in Germany every year.
Oh, well, that's loads.
So the subsidising the kebabs would cost the government like billions, basically, like almost £4 billion euros. Sorry,
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
But because they basically, it's led from like the electricity costs, etc. It's costing kebab
the
shops
spinning meat.
Well, it's just costing shops more to run. Okay. So the running joke is,
oh, that's what they say. Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
So they want the government to subsidise the kebab shops and stuff.
That's funny.
But I looked at the UK as well, and in the UK itself, people are buying takeaways.
Did you get statistics for the amount of? Yeah.
No, I should have looked into the kebab
Statistics.
but the UK government did quote that they have not made any commitment to the kebab price cap.
Yeah, I doubt they want to. Not
Which
with
is a shame.
a general election kind of thing.
I need to take you to a proper. We need to go to a proper kebab van, right? Because the kebab shop it wasn't even a kebab shop; it was a curry house, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
Right, so it's not a good one.
I don't even think it was a curry house, to be honest with you.
We need to find a kebab van. Trust me, it will change your mind.
Okay.
Anyway, if you're listening, Chancellor Olaf Scholz, firstly, apologise if I pronounced your name wrong.
No,
Secondly, do the right thing. Put the cap on the kebabs. Thank you.
We get so political. I said I wanted to steer away from political things.
We can
dive
dip our toes in there.
German politics.
As long as we stay on the right side, it's fine.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Oh, or just down the middle. That's fine. Anyway,
on the fence.
Yeah, on the fence.
Nothing wrong about being on the fence. No. Yeah, my wholesome funny is it's a prank. It was a prank that was played on someone's dad. So a gentleman named Chris Ferry had his 62nd birthday this March, and with a bizarre twist. So instead of just messages from his friends and family, Chris received 250,000 phone calls and text messages from around the world.
Oh my god, that did my head in.
So it turns out, as a birthday prank, Chris's sons had paid for a billboard space near Atlantic City to say, "Wish my dad a happy birthday," along with his phone number.
That is amazing.
This is where the wholesome thing comes in. So I don't know really. They didn't sort of specify what messages he got, but I'm assuming the majority was happy birthdays, and then probably a couple of creepy ones like, "Oh, what's in your phone number? Here's a pic of me." Oh, maybe he created the nudies. No more nudies. But yeah, I can imagine it's a bit risky putting your phone number up on a billboard.
Yeah.
That's
it would be quite funny to do. You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end.
It is a proper prank.
But it would
to
be
play
a
on
good
someone.
prank to play on somebody.
I don't know why you do it on your dad. You must not like your dad that much. But so yeah, he even received birthday wishes from as far as Kenya.
That's so cool, though.
He lives in America. So he's now changed his phone number, and he's now not receiving any more messages, because apparently he was receiving birthday messages quite a few weeks.
I wonder if he's still got the phone and just does check it. Like,
just leaves
let's
it.
just have a little look. See if I
don't know how long the billboard was up for. I can imagine.
But the thing is,
expensive
if
to
someone's
get out
taken
for
a picture of it and it's gone viral,
it's
gone
true.
viral.
Oh
right?
Yeah, his old phone.
I mean, you can't
just...
see the billboard from Kenya, so it must have gone viral somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair play.
Oh shit!
I didn't think about that. I was like, the billboard's taken down. They ain't gonna be getting more messages. Don't worry about it. Definitely not going viral. But yeah, that was it. So he's changed his number. But yeah, proper lads are his sons to be like, oh yeah, no, let's fuck with him. It's his birthday. Could have picked a better birthday though. 62 is pretty random.
Yeah, he should have been like 60.
Yeah. Either way. But
Either way, it is funny.
Legend. It's kind of got me thinking. I kind of want to do it, but I don't know how expensive it is to get a billboard in the UK.
I mean, we can find out.
I'm going to do Google and find out. Sorry, Dad.
We could just put it in a local newspaper, like a free newspaper.
That wouldn't get as many.
Let's just test the water.
Be a bunch of older people being like,
let's do it to Jack, our friend Jack.
Oh, that'd be jokes. Yeah,
he's always on his phone anyway.
If it's Jack, we definitely need to do a billboard, because he'd be too lazy to change his phone number.
Our other friend Sam's 30th this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
shall we?
Yes. We should.
We should.
We should.
All right, well, let's talk about that off air.
We'll slap
Off
our
air?
logo.
Offline,
We'll slap
whatever
our
you call it.
logo up on a billboard as well.
Yeah.
Sick advertisement, but also call this number if you want to send someone a happy birthday message.
Oh, that's a good one. Right.
Amazing.
How are you getting on?
That's us.
No, it's not. Just a quick question.
Oh.
I think I was talking about this when I was in Bristol with my friend. Anyway, we were talking about, like, if you could give one bit of advice, what would it be? And something else prompted this, which I'll go into.
If you give one bit of advice.
If you could give one bit of advice, life advice, like,
Okay.
don't go deep, but because I'll tell you why I
That
thought
is
this
deep.
as well.
That is a deep
No.
question.
Okay. You go.
You're asking
Yeah.
the wrong person.
If somebody said to you, what advice could you give?
And it would be a stupid little cop-out,
Go
because
on.
it'd be a link back to last episode, which is, because I'm so happy, and then, like you said, the whole talking to strangers thing.
You're going to
which
say
is-
talk to strangers, aren't you?
yeah, I'm going to say
Fuck's
talk to
sake.
strangers.
What sort of life advice is that?
Talk to strangers, it make your life better. Nah, that's what I mean. That's the You're asking the wrong person, because I'm not deep enough
Okay,
to
the right answer.
get philosophical about it.
The right answer? Buy expensive paint. So when somebody asked me a little while ago about, I'm buying my first house, you got any advice?
Do you want-
buy expensive paint would be my first advice.
Okay, do you want me to counter that?
Go on.
Which is, that's a load of crap, because we painted this room with expensive paint, albeit it was technically free from Becca's Instagram.
I mean, that doesn't sound expensive.
Instagram thing. No, it's from a very, very fancy bougie company.
Who?
Lick.
I never heard of it, so.
It's expensive paint. You look at all the walls. There's marks everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like user error to me.
Screw you.
User error. So that would be because I've painted
Okay.
basically all my house now, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until quite late on where we brought expensive, like, I think it's
Oh,
like
you
Farron
do.
Ball or something, wherever it's called.
Cheapo on the start. And
Yeah, always.
Just
Tight.
spruce it up a
Squeak
bit.
when I walk.
Fair play.
So
Walk.
I brought expensive paint and I was like, oh my God, it's like putting caramel on the wall. It was so
Oh, is
smooth.
it? I was a bit
amazing.
satisfying as well when you
So
did
I would
it.
always say to people, buy expensive paint. The other one is, don't fight somebody with cauliflower ears.
With what?
Cauliflower ear.
Oh, cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
The reason I say
Yeah,
that is
lift
when I
came out
was in Bristol, I think I was walking out. We're in the services on the way back, and I was coming out the toilet. Somebody was coming in. I let them through, and he had cauliflower ear, and I was like, "Fuck, it's a good job I didn't upset him." In my head, I'm just going for his role
You
play.
instantly
like,
went to, I'm going to upset
yeah,
this
because
guy.
I know that guy would kick my ass because he's probably an MMA fighter or a half decent rugby player. So
Fair play. Fair play.
if anyone's out there
That's
needs
good
some life advice, feel free to reach out.
I'm not going to lie. Advice should be, don't pick a fight with someone that you don't know.
I mean, don't pick a fight with anybody. I've never had a fight.
Well, that's true.
But if I was going to pick a fight, it wouldn't be with somebody with cauliflower ear.
We're a good news podcast.
Yeah.
And there's us telling people not to... Well, we're
I'm
telling
giving
people not to
advice,
fight
right?
people. Yeah, we don't fight people, yeah.
Buy expensive paint.
Don't fight people.
Don't piss people off with cauliflower ear.
Or just people in general.
Okay, yeah. So don't piss anybody off, basically.
No.
Anyway, that's us for another week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you randomly come across us, please don't gatekeep us. We want to get this good news out as far as we can. So like, subscribe, follow, leave a review, leave a comment. If you're feeling generous, it all helps us. So help us grow. So yeah.
Nice. You can find us out on our socials and our TikTok, our Instagram. That's where you can hear some snippets from the actual podcast itself. You can also hear possibly a couple of stories and read a couple of stories, because I do like to add a little bit of information to it if you fancy a recap. So, not to mention, we probably will have some bloopers soon, because we are 5 episodes deep. So yeah. You can also drop us an email on KTGGTKpod at outlook.com. Get in touch and send us your happy stories, because you never know, we might talk about them on the next podcast.
Catch us again next Monday with another booster of the good news stuff to make you smile.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.